Hello, 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 hello. I see y'all with the like button. Y'all better come through tonight with the like button. Yes. Yes. Hi. So good evening. Hello, everyone. Hi. I hope you guys have had a great Sunday thus far. Yes. Why I got this ink on me? How y'all doing? Thank you for being here. Let me just say this before we get started, guys. My apologies to you guys for my videos. It's been acting up here lately. Like I've been seeing my videos. I always go back and review my videos. My videos have been skipping, and the reason for that is I've been trying to stay with my internet provider for as long as I can, but they have been tripping and not fixing my stuff like they're supposed to. So I most recently, you guys, this weekend, I had to change my internet provider to someone else because I was sick and tired of that mess. I was like, listen, that's messing with my money. I'm tired of my subscribers having to hit me up and say, hey, because I know how I feel when I'm watching somebody else stuff and it's skipping or freezing. Like that irritates me, so I know how that make you guys feel. So my apologies for that. Hopefully it don't do it with this particular provider. Okay, I hope you guys can see me clear. I hope we don't have any skips or freezes while we're trying to be getting through our video. Okay, so my apologies for that. My old provider, honey, was just not doing what they needed to do and giving me what I needed to give. So we need to move. We had to move on. Period. And I've been with them for years, and I hated to do that, but so I look good. I appreciate it, y'all. I'm a little tired. I've been in the streets with my son and my husband all damn weekend. Child. And then I was on, if y'all on Mel's live earlier, I was on her live. That was a good live. So shout out to Mel. I love me some Mel, honey. Yes. So I look pretty. I appreciate it. Got on my favorite color, blue. I love blue. Blue and red. I like blue and red and black. So yeah. We are here. Y'all already know why we're here. Sundays at 8 o'clock, honey, is our review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. For those of you that did not watch the show, come right over here because y'all know Caramel is going to do the review. Okay, I'm always do the review. So thank you guys for being here. Let's go ahead and get into it. Season 6, episode 5, Speak Now or Forever HOLT. Your Peace is the title of this episode. Okay. Oh Lord, we got almost 200 in here. All right, let's hit that like button, guys, as you come in. Okay, somebody said that just watched it. Well, I hope I review it. I hope my review is to your liking, okay? I'm going to add some funny commentary in there as I always do. I'm going to drag a little bit, honey, and I'm going to... Y'all know how we do over here. So we're going to give you guys a good little show, all right? Hope you guys enjoyed it. Because, baby, I've been in there working. Y'all see how many papers I got here? Yes, I write out my show. honey. So everything is original. Whatever you hear is coming from me, not something that I heard from somebody else, all right? Let's get to it. Speak Now or Forever Hope Your Peace, Season 6, Episode 5, honey, of Love and Marriage Huntsville, okay? Moving on. The episode starts, honey, with Stormy, honey, and the ghetto genie, Mr. Courtney himself, honey, at the rented warehouse of everybody's orders. Matter of fact, where everybody's orders are backed up, honey, of over 4,000 orders, according to Stormy, honey. They have 4,000 orders that's sitting in the warehouse, honey, that have not gone out to the customers. That's a lot. That's a lot of orders. 4,000? You have 4,000 people sitting on wait, and you done took 4,000 people money. You will not give them back their money because you say you're not doing refunds, but they're waiting on their orders. And you only have 5, well, now 4, but she had 5 workers in the warehouse trying to push those orders out, you guys. I don't know what Stormy thinking. She don't have that business acumen like she should have in terms of what she's talking about. Her business is just all that. I don't see it, but moving on, honey. So Stormy, she has a meeting with her 5 staff members, okay? And she's just doing the most. Stormy says that that they just moved into the warehouse, all right, about a week ago. All right, so y'all remember we talked about her moving to another warehouse. So she said that she just moved there a whole week ago, honey, and they're trying to get things situated to where it's in order to where she can go ahead and start boxing up and getting stuff ready. You kind of saw some boxes when they kind of panned through the warehouse to where she's trying to get some, trying to get the boxes together to send out, but it's just so many. She don't have enough manpower to get these boxes and or orders out to the peoples, honey. So so she's having a meeting with her staff of 5 to let them know they got to step it up. You might have to do a few more jobs that you ain't really had to do before because we are short staffed and we are behind. We have, we got to get these orders out. It's pretty much what she was telling them. So she was having a meeting about organization and people working harder and people taking on more responsibility. Now, you're going to up my pay for me doing that because you're not doing what you're supposed to do, Stormy. That's something you should take into consideration. You should give them more money if you want them to push out more work and or more productivity. All right. So she was saying that in terms of people not getting their orders in a timely manner, that she's going to start giving people gifts and discounts and things like that, but she ain't giving you no damn refund. Just know that. So of course, Stormy stood up there, honey, during the meeting, talking to her employees, honey, with Courtney, aka the Ghetto Genie. That's the name I gave him. Courtney, aka the Ghetto Genie, honey. And pretty much made a statement to the staff that if they don't like it, then there's the door. That's what Courtney told the staff. They got to push out more work. They got to do more, and they got to step it up. And if they don't like it, then pretty much they're going to have to, there's the door. If you don't like it, goodbye. I don't think you're in a position to be telling people goodbye when you got 4,000 orders that's sitting back that's got to be sent out. When these people already know the process and or how you like them to work and get things popping and or moving, you don't want to talk shit to them people because you kind of need them. Yes, you can get somebody else in to train them, but then you got to start over with the whole training process. So don't mistreat your people because you feel like you can, because you're frustrated that you, sir, were putting things off, and or ma'am, Stormy too, you guys were putting things off. If you guys watch and following them on social media, they weren't thinking about orders. They were partying in Atlanta. They were doing everything else versus focusing on getting product out to the customers. So now you want to holler and have a meeting and fuss at your employees because they're not moving fast enough when you were the one that was pretty much lagging in doing what you needed to do. As the boss, you make sure people have their stuff, period. So Stormy says that before she brings more hands in, that she has to see more productivity, which I think is stupid. I think that's stupid. You can afford to pay more people. You should. You say you make 8 figures is what you running around telling everybody. You said it in Carlos King's interview. I would call down to a temp agency and hire people through a temp agency to come at least till you get the 4,000 orders shipped out, and then you can let those people go. That would have been my go-to. Find any temp agency, or you could go through 2 temp agencies and just hire different people to come in until you knock down those 4,000 orders, and then let those people go and let the people that you have in there, the 5, to see if they can keep up with the demand of the orders that's coming in after that. But because you don't have a great business sense, Stormy, then that probably never occurred to you. So you're gonna work the hell out of your employees and probably not even give them a raise and or pay them more for working harder for you because you, ma'am, were putting things off for whatever reason. Your customers should come first. They've already paid you. They're sitting on red, waiting for their products some people have been waiting over a year. Let's move on though. Okay. So Courtney tells Stormy that there's nothing wrong with when they go into the office. They go back in Stormy's office. He goes in and sits down with Stormy after she had a meeting with the staff. And Courtney tells Stormy that there's nothing wrong with crying, because she started crying in the meeting. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to, I don't know. I really don't want to do this in front of you guys. I was like, girl, what are you crying for? So he's telling her in her office that there's nothing wrong with crying, but come back in your office and do it. Don't do it in front of the staff, because that looks a little unprofessional. It makes you look weak when you're supposed to be their boss. They see you as being a weak person if you're standing up there and you're trying to be the authoritative figure and then you just break out crying. They just like, yeah, no, we don't want to see that. So pretty much this scene was a bunch of bullshit to me. Yeah. It was a bunch of bullshit to me. Like I said, I feel like they were unbothered. They had time to go to Atlanta and everywhere else partying with Martell. They ain't thought about no orders. So now all of a sudden you want to be fussing at everybody else about these damn orders. Let's go on to the next scene, honey. Next scene is Melody, honey, is at her business meeting with her manager, Don, and her other staff, okay? And she's talking about some other business deals that they may want to kind of throw out there and pitch in terms of furthering Mel's career, because she did very good with the 7th Avenue brand, where it has already made $1 million in a year, you guys. She's already made $1 million with the 7th Avenue brand in a year. That's big. That's big. And for those of you that already know, the Sugar Mama line is under her 7th Avenue line. So whatever she's pushing with just 7th Avenue, and it was smart of her in a business type of way for her to attach Sugar Mama's line onto the 7th Avenue line, because that's pushing more revenue into the 7th Avenue brand. Okay. So that was very smart of her. And I like the way she thinks, because I'm always thinking like, I think money that way too. But yeah, come on, Mel. $1 million in a year, that's impressive. Okay. Way different tax bracket than the rest of them clowns on the show. So I take my hat. I take my bun off to you, girl. But anyway. So Melody says that she was considering probably being a part of the Tisha and Marcel event, but she must first speak with her team to see what they think in terms of the decision of doing that. Because as you know, Melody has a team of, I think, 13. Those people have to be paid. They're not working for free. So any business that she decides to do, there has to be some type of revenue, because it has to be split 13 ways. You doing my makeup, you doing this, you the secretary, you this, and this. These people are not there just because they like to be around her. This is their job. So any job that she decides to take on, that's why she said, do we get paid? When she asked Tisha and them, do we get paid for posts? Do we get paid for this, and this? She has to figure in her mind, whatever you're giving me, I have to be able to pay my 13 people that come with me everywhere that I go. And you telling me that you're not going to pay me, that's not a good look, because then my people, I got to tell them, I have no money to give you, but I still need you to work. And I don't know anybody that wants to work for free, because I don't. Okay. And I know her staff of 13 don't either. So Melody is discussing business for her 7th Avenue, which I just said made made 1 million in sales. I'll speak that into existence, honey. 100 million. Let's go on and push it to you. But 1 million in sales. Okay. They're talking about doing some fashion shows with her internationally. I think they were saying in Dubai, in Milan, they were talking about doing like maybe her fashion shows that she's been doing. Y'all know she did she walked in the New York fashion show. They were talking about possibly getting her into like Dubai, going over to Dubai for their fashion shows, and then possibly going over to Milan. That's great. That makes you what? International girl. Yes. So, so then they're discussing, like I said, further business propositions for Melody, and she is super excited. She's just sitting there like, like she can't believe it. And I'm just like, girl, you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. So her manager, which is Dawn, who was sitting beside her, she takes some time after the meeting, after everybody walked out, to talk to Melody, to check on her headspace, to check on her mental and see how she's doing, mental and health wise. Okay. And Mel says that she's trying to make sure that her kids are still living in a way that that they were prior to the divorce. She don't want anything to change in terms of that. She want them to still be able to live a comfortable and a well lifestyle in terms of going places, vacations. She don't want that to change because of the divorce. All right. She also mentions having the girls, Mariah and Boss Baby's birthday party at the skating rink coming up. She mentions that to Dawn as well. Okay. So of course, y'all know she's winning in business and she's doing well, and she wants, you know, her children to be able to reap the benefits of that. She wants them to live good and be happy, and they should. Okay. So we're going to move on to the next scene. The next scene, honey, is the frauds, Tisha May and Marceau Titty Ball Scott. Okay, I really can't with them this season, because they already done rubbed me the wrong way, honey, this season already. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about them because they are on this damn episode, and I was just like, whatever. All right, so the two of them are they're at Black for the Slutty Vegan event, which is held there, you guys. From what I'm hearing, the Slutty Vegan is they pretty much have some really good food from what I'm hearing. I've never had it before. For those of you that have, maybe you can go in the comments and let me know if you guys have had it. Is the food really good? I'm hearing that it's really good. I don't know. I have to look it up. If they ever come to my city, I have to check it out, because I am a foodie. Okay, even though I don't eat a lot, but I am a foodie. So, like I said, there's a lot of people there at the Slutty Vegan event at Black. They're standing outside in lines. They're lined up waiting to get food. And on a side note, I remember Wanda went live, you guys, when they actually had this slutty vegan event at Black. Wanda actually showed up there, and she was on her live when she did that. And I think she knew that the cameras were going to be there. And I think she was trying to sneak and get camera time. But if you guys know, in that particular scene, they didn't show her at all. She was all outside greeting people, talking to people. She was on live. Hey, y'all, I'm out here. This is Wanda, honey, y'all. This is Wanda out here at the Slutty Vegan. You know, hey, yeah, they remember me from the show. She was doing that. because she wanted everybody to know that she was out there. She wanted everybody to know it was her. But production, they didn't film her. They didn't put the camera on her not one time, but she was there. Okay, she was there. She was there, but they didn't show her ass on the show. So she was trying to steal some. She was trying to steal a little camera time, Wanda. We saw that, but you didn't get no camera time. All right. So Tisha and Marceau, they showed them in a confessional, and they're happy to announce that they are hosting a slutty vegan event at Black, and they're eager to meet the director of Slutty Vegan. Okay. Because they want to pitch a business opportunity to her, because of course y'all know they need the money, honey. They out here already begging people for donations, so they're gonna sit down with this person who is the director of the Slutty Vegan business to try to pitch a business proposition to this person. I said they would. So Marceau says via confessional, he says, who would have known that putting something slutty in your parking lot, meaning him, okay, would bring so many people out. Okay. I said, okay. So then Tisha's reaction was like, like, yeah, I got a whole heap of sister wives, honey, that's out there in line waiting to get some of that slutty vegan food out there, honey. So yes, here at my event. So come one and come all here at our event for the slutty vegan event. That's pretty much what Tisha was thinking. All right, so the Slutty Vegan director, she actually comes inside of Black where Tisha and Marceau are sitting. And she sits with Tisha and Marceau, and they're just kind of talking, and they're saying, oh, this is a great event. Everything is going well, blah, 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 blah. And then Tisha, she couldn't wait to pitch a business proposition to this woman, okay? I don't think she was too much feeling it, but I think she kind of went with it just to kind of carry on the conversation, all right? And she's real giggly, probably because in her mind, she's thinking, hell no, I don't know about this. Okay. Because anybody that looked Tisha and Marceau's business up, they know that they are in lawsuits. All right. Yeah. She in her mind, in the back of her mind, she's probably thinking, yeah, y'all better get somebody else to do it. So Tisha says, Marceau is the director and I'm a broker. I got my broker license, and we would like to partnership with you guys if you're going to be looking to build in the Huntsville area. And I had to say it in her voice. I'm sorry. That's what Tisha said to the woman. And the whole time she's sitting there like, oh, okay, okay. Yeah. This is a great time for your interpreter to come out, but okay. So my thing is, I thought last episode, Marceau said he was so busy with all these businesses that they are actually working on, all these jobs that they had working on. So now that you're pitching something else to become more busy, okay, because you already don't never be home according to Tisha. So now you're pitching another business proposition. I call bullshit. I'm thinking that all the other jobs that you're saying that you have going on are probably not bringing in any revenue or any legit jobs. Okay, they said they had a warehouse that they getting ready to be building on, a hotel, which I already told y'all have been put at a halt because no one has bidded on it yet. Marceau was talking about building an old folks home, and it was like 2 other jobs that he mentioned as well. So now he's trying to pitch a job to the director of the Slutty Vegan business to see if they can build something for her, if she wanted to have a permanent spot like in Huntsville. Okay. But now they're sitting there pretty much begging, like I said, the director of Slutty Vegan for her business. And they're looking very desperate while doing it. All right. They're looking very desperate because everybody knows that they're hurting for money. So the director responds to Tisha saying, judging by how many people are here today for the event. Okay. Well, no, Tisha says that. She said, I think this would be a great business idea. That's what she told Tisha. And of course, well, no, Tisha says this to the director. Let me back up. The director responds to Tisha saying that yes, that it is a great turnout. So then Tisha comes back with, judging by how many people are here today for the event, that I think this would be a great business idea. Okay. So then the director, she never really says yes to them in terms of, yes, I want to do business with you guys, or yes, this would be a great business idea to go forward with, or I'll call you back, with my answer on this. Like, it never really got to that point. All right. Meaning, let me go finish doing what I was doing and bye. That's pretty much what she gave him. All right. So Tisha does her fake laugh, as she always does. She does one of those because that's when Tisha starts to feel nervous. Tisha does that. I noticed that when Tisha starts to feel nervous, we get that fake laugh out of Tisha. Okay. And of course, let's see. Okay. Yeah. let's move on. Let's move on. You know, do that because I'll be writing too much. So then Tisha says that hold on. Okay, so then Tisha goes on to the confessional. Y'all got so much written. So Tisha goes to the confessional and says that what we be doing here, it's the vibe, not it's a vibe, but it's the vibe. Okay, she said she says that that what we would be doing here, it's the vibe. That's what she's telling the lady instead of it's a vibe. I'm like, Tisha, it's a vibe, not the vibe. Okay, I want Tisha to learn sign language because I'd be tired of hearing her talk. Can Tisha just learn some sign language so she just cannot talk? Because I get tired of hearing her like mispronouncing stuff and overpronouncing. And it's irritating as hell to me when I hear her talk. She just does too much. And it's like this season, they're kind of pushing her out in the forefront to be talking too much to where it's just even more damn irritating. Like, why are you over meetings? Why are you talking and over community and even and all that bullshit? I be like, yo, I can't take it, y'all. She needs to learn sign. Talk with this shit here. Don't speak. Like, please, because you need to be mute, child. You doing too much. So Kimmy and Maurice walks in, black, okay, where Tisha and Marceau are sitting. They greet Tisha and Marceau upon them sitting down to talk, okay. And then a worker from the Slutty Vegan event brings in bags of food for Kimmy and Maurice that they ordered prior to going into black to sit down, all right. So they're all looking through their items. Maurice, he opens his bag. He takes a bite of the burger, of one of the Slutty Vegan burgers. Marceau asks, is that the sloppy toppy? Because, you know, Slutty Vegan, they name their burgers because they're known for their Slutty Vegan burgers. So Marceau is asking Maurice, is that the sloppy toppy? And he replies, yes. So then Tisha says that, of course you like sloppy toppy. She's trying to be funny, okay? So then Tisha says, yes, of course you like sloppy toppy because you're a Scot. And of course you would like sloppy toppy. She's trying to be funny. So then they're just kind of like chopping it up, talking about losing weight. Marceau was saying that he lost most of his weight by not drinking and working out because he used to drink a lot, okay? Which explains probably why his ass been the way he is. So he's saying that that's pretty much how he lost a lot of weight because he cut back on the drinking. And then they discussed the meeting that they had of the 6 of them, you guys, from the other day, which was last episode. All right. They all agree that the meeting went well as expected, meaning nobody had an argument as they usually do when like the comeback group is together. They always find a way to argue and or have some type of disagreement. This time they did not. So they're saying that they feel that the meeting went pretty much as planned and it went pretty much as expected without any drama. So Maurice says that he felt like that the fight over stuff like they did in the comeback group did not happen in this particular meeting, which means that they're going in the right direction. Okay, and I agree. So then Tisha says, I feel like it's a new face for the group. Okay, that's what she's saying about this whole 6 thing that they're trying to pull together. So then Kimmy says, or new management. And she was trying to throw a little shade as to say that Tisha and Marceau trying to sneak up in there and make them be a part of something. And they low-key trying to be the manager of it when she's trying to say that they want everybody to be a part of it. But they low-key is trying to manage it and it's their event versus everybody's event like what they originally pitched. Okay, so yeah, I think Tisha kind of caught that too. So then Maurice says that the one thing that we all have is experience, okay? So my only concern is that the counterparts are going through things, meaning Mel and Martell. That's what Maurice is saying. He says my only concern is that the counterparts are going through things, meaning Mel and Martell with their whole custody situation and them not getting along, okay? So then Tisha says, let's just focus on the event when it comes to the Holts, okay? She says, and our concern with them is that we work together on a personal level and that they take care of their own personal issues. I agree. Don't even get into the middle of their mess. Don't be trying to counsel them. Don't be doing none of that because Martell lives to have somebody else in the business so that he can have somebody pick sides with him. So I totally agree. So yes, stay out of their mess and focus on business. So Tisha is still low-key trying to beg them to be a part of the business expo, as she calls it. All right. Kimmy replies that she's still unclear if it's a group event or a Tisha and Marceau dictatorship. All right. So Kimmy, she ain't letting it die down. She's not like, I'm not about to jump on this boat without knowing all the details first. All right. So then Tisha's saying that we're still in the planning part of things. Okay. We just want y'all to actually just speak at the event. That's what Tisha's still saying. Well, you still have to pay people for their time, Tisha. So you're still trying to get around this whole having people be paid for their time. All right. So Maurice, he's looking at this point. He's looking like, no. All right. And I think that Kimmy had some type of conversation with him after the fact, because you guys know last episode, Maurice won't saying jack. It was kind of looking like he was leaning towards supporting whatever Marcel was saying because that was his brother. But now it's looking like he's kind of thinking for himself. And upon him having maybe a conversation at home with Kimmy, she kind of cut the light on in his head, because y'all know he don't really be thinking like that unless Kimmy kind of put some fire up under him to kind of be thinking like, maybe this don't make sense what they're trying to pitch to us, and we need to say something about it. So then Tisha says that we just want you to be involved. So then Kimmy says it still comes off as it's your thing. All right. So then Marcel was like, right. He's agreeing with Kimmy, like, right. You still coming off as this is your thing and not a group event. And you just want us to be a part of it. This is what they're saying. This is what Kimmy is saying. So then Marcel comes back and says, so we're using you guys. Okay. He tried to be smart with it, but Maurice came back with, that's what it sounds like. So it kind of took Marcel aback, because before when they had the meeting, it was looking like Maurice was kind of siding with whatever Marcel was saying. But now that he's taking a different approach, Marcel kind of looks at him like, where's this coming from? Okay. Yeah. So like I said, Tisha, she kind of felt like that Kimmy and Maurice would just be on board because they're Scots. Like they will automatically just say, oh yeah, we're aboard. We're going to, whatever you guys are asking us to do, we'll be a part of it just because we're Scots. Like they don't have a brain. And I was just like, no, it don't work like that. So then Tisha says that she's kind of disappointed via confessional. She's in the confessional. They had a lot of confessionals. She says that she's kind of disappointed that they're not feeling the ESPO. No, you're kind of disappointed that you're not able to put your bullshit on them and they accept it because they're a Scot. That's what it is. It's kind of controlling, if you will. Just because we have the same last name, I don't have a brain for myself and I can't tell you if I want to and or not jump aboard on something because of who I am to you. This is business. I already said it before. There are no friendships in business. It can't be that way. It just cannot be that way. So then Marcel comes off and says they're acting like the Holts now. I was like, and how exactly is that? Because they're asking questions, because they're standing firm on not jumping into something without the details. Melody asked a lot of questions, as she did in the meeting. And that super irritated Marcel and Tisha because they didn't have the answers. They didn't do their homework prior to coming into the meeting. And you got to do your homework when you inviting a boss in the room to know they shit. And you asking, and you don't want questions asked to you. You got to be prepared when they ask you things. Melody is going to ask a million questions if you pitching an idea and or business proposition to her, because she's not going to tie her name that is, we already know, it's making lucrative businesses, and she's already up here with her stuff. So she's not going to just jump on any little thing because y'all supposed to be in a great space now. So that bothered Tisha, that Melody was asking questions, and now it's bothering Tisha and Marcel that Kimmy and Maurice are kind of siding with each other and not jumping aboard on this particular ESPO idea. Okay. They're still not giving enough information. So then Tisha and Marcel, like I said, knows that the idea is not going to fly when Tisha is pitching the idea. She looks at Marcel for confirmation, knowing that it's total bullshit. And the fact that they're being able to read into what's going on is bothering her, just like Melody did in the meeting. She low-key had an attitude and was mad because Melody kind of showed her up. Tisha came in there with this whole, I'm the boss, I'm running the meeting, but Melody still showed her up just by asking questions. They say, I love your nails. Thank y'all. It's really time to get them redone. But thank y'all. Say, I love your nails. Oh, y'all know I talk with my hands. Okay. So then Tisha says that I need for them to be Team Scott. No, you need for them to be brainless so that you can pitch whatever you want to pitch to them and they just jump on it. Okay. They're not beards. They're people, Tisha. You want them to have the same mentality that you have when Marcel make you do things. And they're saying, Kimmy is saying, no, I stand alone in my decisions and or how I think. I'm not going to be like you be with Marceau. Marceau just tell you anything and you just believe it and jump on it, which is probably, it was his idea to do this bullshit. And the way he broke it down to you, because you slow like that, you didn't even let it swirl in your head before you hopped your ass up there reading it off a presentation and looking crazy. Now he got you looking stupid. He done pushed you out there to look crazy. And you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Okay? But you're talking about the Holts. Melody is successful in what she's doing. So whatever she's doing is working. So you might want to think about that, Tisha. So yeah, let's move on. So then Tisha says that Kimmy has been hanging around Melody for too long. See again. So she can't be around Melody and have her own mind. It's like you thinking that just because she's hanging around Melody that she can't think for herself now. No, she can think for herself. You don't want her to think for herself. You want her to jump aboard of this because now you're feeling alone in this business proposition because you know it's total bullshit and they're pretty much seeing through it. And you don't like that. Black Titanic in the building. Thank you so much for being here, ma'am, and any other content creators that's joining us tonight. All right. Thank you for being here, ma'am. Love you down. All right, let's move on. So Kimmy says that when doing this event, says you have to consider asking for people's time and people want to be paid for that. I already said it. This is not a volunteer event. Are you going to be getting some type of sponsorship like Melody said? Where is the money coming from? Marceau tried to say in the meeting that they're having some type of that Black is funding it. Where's this money coming from Black? And if you're going to be having, I don't care where it's coming from, if you're going to have money coming into this particular event, whether it's sponsored through Black or not, whatever money is coming in through there, it needs to be split 6 ways. If you are asking for my time, because you got to keep in mind, a person like Melody, who is on a different level from everyone else, whether if they want to admit it or not, she has several businesses and or brands that she have to deal with on a daily. Melody has to go live so that she can promote her businesses. So if you're pulling her away from that, that's pulling her away from her money. So how are you going to, y'all feel me? How are you going to make up for her taking time away from her real money to be over here with your play money? In so many words. If I get paid per post, y'all hear me? If I get paid per post, and I'm talking in Melody's situation, because I don't see the rest of them really doing no stuff like that. If she gets paid per post, if you're taking me away from my time and or posting where I make my money, you need to be able to make up for that over here on the back end with this business. I don't care if it's coming through Black, Show, Holt, Bloat, Croat. I need to know what my money is going to be, period. I don't work for free. I'm not volunteering. I just don't do that. And Melody was letting them know that in the meeting. I love you, but no. I need to be paid for my time because you're pulling me away from my money to be over here making no money. Y'all follow what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah. So Kimmy pretty much saying people want to be reimbursed for that type of stuff. All right. The whole time Tisha's whole facial expression changes. Tisha says, well, we're all on a different level. Okay. Because Kimmy was pretty much saying, you know, some of us now are on a different level, meaning Melody. And she is. She's in a different tax bracket and everything other than everyone on this show. So Tisha kind of starts to feel away when that comment came out and says, well, we're all on a different level. Like, how dare you just say Melody is the only one doing something out here? Like, we all are doing something out here. Okay. We're not talking about a broke level, Tisha. You guys are still stuck in the basement because y'all are begging for money online. We're not talking about that. I don't ever see Melody going online and begging anybody for anything. She do ask you, you know, go support my album, go this, and this. But she's pitching her business propositions to you guys that she's already laid out there. That's a difference. They say, hey guys, can y'all please give us $100? Can y'all please give us $50 there? Anything that you guys can give us. There's a difference. There's a difference. I'm just saying. You don't get paid for appearances, Tisha. They're not paying you for appearances. They're not paying you for posts as of yet. Again, bow down to the boss and recognize. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. It ain't tricking if you got it. I mean, you either got it or you don't. You either got it or you don't. You trying to get back in a good space with Mel? Great. Maybe you can watch her and learn some stuff from her so that you can get to that level. Don't hate. Don't hate the player. It's the game you mad at. People need to realize that. Stop hating the player. It's the game that you mad at. Learn the game. so that you can be the same. I need that on a t-shirt. Let's move on. So Tisha is bothered by the comment, okay? And the fact that Kimmy is acknowledging Mel as the real money maker and or boss, okay? It's facts. I mean, you either, I keep saying it over here, y'all. You either hate the truth or you love a lie. And I'm starting to see that Tisha is really loving the lies. She don't like you to tell her the truth for nothing. That bothers her. Her whole facial expression changed whenever Kimmy said that. Her facial expression changed. All right. She's visibly upset. Okay. Still trying to explain this expo to Kimmy and Maurice because she want them to get on this thing bad. Okay. Tisha saying this expo is for the betterment of the North Huntsville community. This is what she's saying. Y'all know she breaks community down in 8 syllables. It ain't even 8 syllables in the damn word. Okay. So it's Kimmy, she kind of looks away like this is some bullshit. When Tisha says that. This is for the community. Kimmy's like, this is some bullshit. But okay, girl. We'll give you that. So then Kimmy and Maurice, they go into their confessional. All right. Kimmy says that Tisha and Marceau are using the helping the community, trying to push this idea of this expo, and she's not buying the idea. Maurice nods in agreement, like, yep, you're right. And then he also says, yep, that's facts. Okay, so he agrees with what Kimmy is saying, which he don't have a damn choice. Because Kimmy is running that over there. FYI. Kimmy's running that house over there. So you don't want to get up in there, and she probably said, don't be in there trying to agree with Marceau. Okay, you living in my house. Let me stop. You take your name up off the deed. Okay. Better watch it now. So Maurice tells Tisha and Marceau, says that y'all have some hard decisions as far as payments. Okay. Marceau, being the cocky BSer that he is, he says, I don't have no hard decisions to make. He said, it's very simple. I'm not paying nobody. And he said it just like, I'm not paying nobody. He said it just like that. Okay. So Kim and Maurice's reactions are like, wow, like that's how we're gonna roll with that. So Tisha, she kind of looks at Marceau like, we didn't practice that in the car. Like, we didn't practice what you just said in the car, but okay, I'll go with it. That's the look she gave him. We didn't practice that in the car, Marceau. That we're not paying nobody. Not like that. We didn't practice that. But I'm going to go with it because I don't want you to yell at me when we get home, okay? That's the look she gave him. So then Tisha says, we need to decide if we should just make this our thing or let the group be a part of it, all right? So then Tisha, she kind of brought it to the group because, y'all know her and Marceau, they could not pull it off alone. That's why she pitched them in the first place. So now she's trying to play this whole, victim role. She's trying to make, y'all making me feel so bad that y'all not joining this. So maybe me and just Marceau just need to do this on our own. Well, you're not hurting anybody for doing it because you're not giving them enough information to make them want to come aboard. And that's all they're asking you for. But you're not smart enough to be able to come up with the answers that they are asking you. So they are not budging on their decision not to come aboard. That's all they're asking you. Give us more information. I mean, Tisha, how many degrees you got? Granted, you got them online, but sis, work with us. Thank you so much for the not super chat, but the membership there, Miss Lizzie Wheeler. All right, I appreciate it, ma'am. All right, let's move on. All right. Okay, yeah. All right, so Kimmy says that she says, I want to help, but I want to make sure that the details are very clear. Maurice kind of interrupts Kimmy, and Maurice says that all of our time is very valuable, meaning that I got a certificate and I'm really not doing shit, but I really need to be paid for my time. That's pretty much what he was telling Marceau. He says everybody's time is valuable. My time is valuable too, even though I don't be doing shit. I got a whole law certificate out here, and I know I don't really be doing nothing with it, but my time is still valuable. So he's kind of indirectly trying to say, hey, if I'm gonna be aboard, I kind of do want to get a little coin from this little situationship that y'all trying to pitch. Okay. I don't work for free. Matter of fact, I don't work at all. That's pretty much what he was trying to say. I'm sorry, y'all. It's a petty side of me coming out. Okay. I don't work for free. And I kind of don't work at all. Credit one. Oh, that is closed, ain't it? All right, moving on. Next scene. Next scene, honey. Martell, aka Walkie Talkie, as we like to call him, and Marceau Tittyball Scott, honey. They are at Martell's Airbnb over there, honey, where the lights is about to be turned off next week to have a discussion, honey. All right. With Martell, honey, still talking about this damn builder's license and trying to pass it. For God's sakes, it's a freaking open book test. I don't know how much studying you got to do for an open book test, but baby, let's go on with it, okay? I don't know nobody to study that much for an open book test, baby. Baby, that's why they call it open book test, baby, because the bitch is open. But go off. I'm back. Lord. This fool still talking about this damn builder's license test since what? What is it, season 6? Bitch, you still ain't passed it since season 6, but whatever. So Marceau shows up to shows Martell a picture in his phone from 2018 of himself when he was more fit. And he wants Martell to help him meet that goal in the gym in exchange for helping him study for the open book builder's license test that he can't never pass. So you have to hire someone to, once again, it's the second person, mind you. What, 2 seasons ago, he had someone helping him study for the builder's license test. Still failed the bitch. So now you're asking Marceau, who has his builder's license, to come over in exchange for helping you study for the builder's license test. You're going to help him get in shape in the gym, because that's all Martell got to offer. I promise you. Ain't no wine selling, ain't no book selling, playing around to Canada, baby. They done been to Canada and back so many times. He ain't even know about it. But go off, baby. So then Martell says that I've taken the test several times and didn't pass it. Okay. We know. Okay, we know. He says, so I'm going to try something different this time, meaning fail it again, even after Marceau helps you. So actually this time he's going to study just a little bit and still fail it. That's what he's trying to say. He's going to try something different. He's going to study just a little bit more than he studied the last time and still fail the bitch, because y'all know it's, like I said, it's open book. Melody studied for a couple hours, according to her, and passed it like that. Same day, too. All right. So it's so funny to me. I was like, Martell, if you don't get on my damn TV with this damn bullshit right here. But Martell says that, honey, says that he's going to study with Marceau in exchange. He's going to help him become a little bit more of an attractive person. I said, well, hold up now. There's a difference between going in the gym and getting a whole facelift. All right. I ain't even gonna hold you on that. Now there's a difference. You can go in the gym and work out. That don't make you look good. Now they'll give you some muscles, but that ain't gonna change that face. I don't know nobody to do face push-ups. Do the hair face push-ups? I ain't never heard of face push-ups. So I don't know how you're gonna work that out. Now you might want to call Dr. Curves and see can they go on and give you that breast reduction. Breast reduction. Tummy tuck, some shock therapy. You can throw that in there. I can name off a few things that help you look good. Okay. Get some veneers. You need some veneers because you never lost your baby teeth. You still got the baby teeth. Okay. Veneers will be good, and a good old shave, and probably one of the masks that Michael Jackson used to make his kids wear back in the day when they go out in public. Always make sure that be on it, and you might look good. Marceau, if you watching my channel. Okay. No shade, but absolutely shade. All right. So Marceau is helping Martell. I feel like out of guilt, y'all. I feel like the only reason he's helping Martell is out of guilt. I feel like he's helping him out of guilt because y'all know Marceau did help Martell cheat and kind of help get him in that situation. Now, granted, Martell is an adult. He cheated because he wanted to, but Marceau assisted him in cheating with Ariane. I'm not going to go down the list of things that they've done because I already did a live on it. You're free to go back and watch it again and hit the like button when you get there. But my point is, I feel like Marceau feels like he's obligated to help Martell because 1, Martell knows a lot of things about him. 2, he helped Martell cheat and help him kind of get into the position that he's in. 3, he has to be around Martell. He cannot fully let Martell go because Martell likes to use the I know this about you and I'm going to go to Tisha if you don't do this for me. So he is helping Martell because he don't want Martell to tell. Do that make sense? Because y'all know Martell keep receipts in that damn phone. Martell got shit in his phone probably back to when they had flip phones. He probably transferred shit over from his flip phone to that phone he got right now. For real. That's just how many receipts. Because anytime Melody say, oh no, the kids were not so-and-so, this be him scrolling. In 1967, the kids weren't even born. In 1967, Mariah stayed with her aunt. Like, bitch, she wasn't even born. Where you get that receipt? Just on some outlandish bullshit. That's how he be. He go all the way back to shit you ain't even thought. 1967, like, bitch, she's 13. Where you get that receipt from? Put that damn phone down, Martell. With your non-reading self. So, Marceau tells Martell, you have to immerse, okay, yourself into studying. And I said, do you know who you're talking to right now, Marceau? You're talking to Martell, okay? You cannot tell him to immerse himself in studying because number one, he can't read. He can't immerse himself anywhere. Immerse and book don't go together when it comes to Martell because he's not intelligent. Martell cannot read real good. He's not on the level in terms of the reading stuff. So you got to tell him he needs to immerse himself into studying. That's why you there. You forgot? You forgot that quick why you were there. You, sir, are there to help him study. Help him immerse because he can't do it on his own. All right. So then Martell changes the subject because they talking about studying. He don't want to hear that shit. He ain't there for that. He like, all right, you done told me you're going to probably give me the answers to the damn test. Let's move on from that. Let's talk about the petty shit. That's really why I called you over here. That's what he was speaking of in his mind. Okay. He didn't want to talk about no damn builder's license. He was like, you done told me you're going to help me. Let's move on to the real shit that I really want to talk to you about. Okay. So he changes the subject and it's a build up to the mess that he really want to talk about. Here you go. He changes the subject, being messy, asking about the Core 6 meeting. We already know where that's going, all right? The one that he didn't have no input in, where he sat there the entire time with his slow ass because he could not comprehend what was being said, okay? So then Martell, honey, he says that I'm tired of hearing about the comeback group. No, you're not. We're tired of seeing you on our TV. Can you fix that? We're moving on. So Martell thinks that it is a great idea for Tisha and Marceau to be doing and or heading this meeting. Okay. Okay. And I think that I think he is happy because that he doesn't understand that he's pretty much being duped by them, but he's such friends with Marceau that he don't see any wrong as it relates to Marceau and what he's doing. Okay. He don't have Melody there in his ear anymore to be like, Martell, this is not a good idea. So he's just out here. He thinks anything that Marceau says is just a great idea, and he wants to run with it. I don't think it's a great idea what you and Tisha are doing. Meanwhile, everybody else is saying, this is bullshit. Martell is the only one that's like, oh, sign me up. This is, yeah. What you talking about? I'm on board. He thinks it's a great idea. He's not even smart enough to be able to dissect the fact that it's all bullshit. Okay. But Marceau says, yes, I think it's a fact that Tisha kind of brought the whole concept to fruition. Tisha kind of brought this whole thing, out in terms of this business proposition. So then Martell says that everybody is professional and successful in their own right, as long as we can work together, Y'all know it's his favorite thing to say, And I was like, Martell, you're not successful. Let's start there. You can't say everybody. You can't put yourself in that and say everybody's successful, okay? Because you are not successful, sir. Okay, none of your businesses are thriving. Okay, the Scotts are also stagnant when it comes to business, hence the reason they are being sued and running around begging people for money and or donations. Okay, yeah. So then Marceau tells Martell, says that this expo is a coalition, honey. I don't know where he been. Coalition. You sounded like somebody else, child, out there. I was like, well, must have been listening to some old Martin Luther King speeches or something. I ain't heard coalition since that. This is an expo of the coalition of the willing. I was like, where you been? Coalition. So you sound like you've been hanging out with Al Sharpton down there at the barbershop down there, because that's some words that he used, coalition. But okay. Marceau, you been hanging out with Al Sharpton down there while you getting his perm done. This is the coalition. I said, boy, shut your ass up. So then Martell says, when did Tisha and Mel become besties again? See, I told y'all it's a build up to the bullshit that he really wanted to talk about. He didn't want to talk about no meeting. He didn't want to talk about no builder's license. He want to get around to talking about Mel. That's what he want to talk about. Okay. Martell cannot focus on the business or talking about the builder's license or the test but found a way, like I said, once again, to talk about Melody. What does Melody's friendship have to do with Martell and or who she is friends with? I'll wait. Okay. Then Marceau starts smiling because he knows where this conversation is going, okay? Marceau starts smiling like, this is some bullshit. And I got a picture here. I had to take a screenshot, y'all, because I was like, I need a video. I got to give y'all a visual. Marceau, he kind of starts this little smirk because he knows that Martell is full of shit when he's talking, okay? Let me get the picture. Gotta show the picture. I gotta give y'all visuals. This is Marceau. As soon as Martell starts talking about when the Tisha and Mel become friends, here go Marceau's reaction. Like, here we go. I already know where this conversation is going. You want to talk about Mel. Here we go. That was his look like. Damn, here we go. All right, so Martell says, when did they become friends? He says, so then Marceau says that, he said, I don't know, man. He says, maybe they just chose to just move on, you know, past the stuff that they've been dealing with. So then Martell comes back with, is it real? Is it a true friendship? And I'm thinking about, no, I don't think it's true. I don't think it's a real friendship. I think that they're just trying to be adults and be cordial, something that you don't know anything about, Martell, okay? Because you're still mad and pressed that Mel left you. Adults can be cordial and be in the same room and not constantly be on that bullshit and trying to be going back and forth with one another when they are mature. But when you are immature, you're going to find a way to continue to keep up mess like you continue to do, Martell. You can't be in the same room with Melody and not be on the bullshit. Tisha has, I ain't saying that she's grown up, but she's to the place, from what I can see right now, even though you could still tell that deep down she still kind of hates Melody's guts, but she could still be in the same room with her. Maybe that's because Melody is giving her more scenes this season. Every time she's in the same room with Melody, she's getting more scenes. So it makes sense for her to get along with the boss so that she can earn more scenes, because y'all need more money. Y'all get paid per scenes. So play nice with the boss so that you can get more scenes. That's how it works. When you're fighting Melody, because she already said it at the reunion, when she said, I ain't got nothing else for them, I ain't fooling with them, all their eyes were like this. Because if you're not filming with her, which Melody gets pretty much most of the scenes because it's her show, she's the boss. So if she ain't filming with you, you ain't getting no check. Martell, why you so worried about Melody? You are getting checks because you are filming with Melody. Period. They don't get paid until they film scenes. If you're not in a scene for that particular episode, you don't get paid. So Tisha has made it up in her mind that this season she is going to get along with Mel, whether she like her or not, because she needs to film. Going to the kid's birthday party, sitting up there with Kimmy and Mel, she's getting paid for a scene. She needs the money. So what better way to get paid than to shut your mouth and kowtow and do what you got to do, so that you can be around the boss, period. Okay, let's move on. So Martell says that I'm surprised because every time they get cool, they fall out. That sounds like you, Martell. Every time Melody give you an inch, you guys fall out because you do something else. So everything that you're saying really is a replica of what you do, okay? You're the only immature one to do that type of mess, sir, all right? He's the only immature one that I know to act that way. Let's move on. So then Marceau tells Martell, says that Tisha is invited to Mariah and Malia's birthday party, okay? So then Martell is like, huh? Tisha going to my kid's party and Mel ain't even said nothing and nor invited me to the party, but she invited Tisha and they not even friends like that? Like, how that happen? And where they do that at? On the phone, apparently. She didn't call you. But she damn sure did call Tisha. Excuse me, y'all. I'm talking a lot. I got to drink. All right, so Martell says that you be inviting people you say ain't your friends, okay? In regards to Mel, talking about Tisha. Says that last year, Mel had the kids for 56 days, and I didn't get to go to their parties, and she didn't call me on their birthday. She was not supposed to call you, Martell, because that was court ordered after you went upside your son's head with a back scratcher, sir, and drew blood from him and hit him several times because you were in your feelings and you tried to downplay it when Melody had to go to her attorney and the judge decided that it was best that the kids be not in your anywhere near you for 56 days. That's not something that Melody did. That's not something that she orchestrated. She is following a court order to not allow the kids to be around you, and or she's not even really supposed to be calling you. They're not supposed to have any contact because you, sir, were not supposed to be around them because you were showing abusive and aggressive tendencies. So once again, you're trying to throw off something else that you did on someone else. You shouldn't put your hands on him. That's what kept you from being around your kids for 56 days. She didn't have to call you. She didn't have to invite you. It's her week. Anytime you lose your parental rights for a certain amount of days, the children are with their mother. She don't have to share anything with you. She don't have to call you. You did what you did to lose those privileges and or rights. Be mad at the judge and yourself. Don't be mad at Melody. She is doing what any mother should do, which is protect her children. She don't need to call you for their birthday. You could have been there had you not been aggressive. You can be anywhere else you want to be. You can go to Atlanta anytime you feel like it. If you really love your children, you find a way to do the things that you need to do for them and stop making excuses and put it off on other people. There's nothing that can keep me from my son. You could have FedExed the kids some gifts if you really loved them and wanted to make an impression on them. If you could not be there, you could have UPS or FedEx or sent something through the post office to your children gifts, but you didn't do that because you were mad and feeling vindictive and wanted to get back at their mother. So you chose not to be there and or do anything for your children because you were mad. Just say that and stop trying to always put it off on the mother. People do what they want to do. You got time to hump around. You got time to do what you need to do for your children. It's period, Martell. He don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. It's the truth. You had time to go to Ariana's daughter's party on the same time that you were invited to your own child's party, and you chose to go and hang with Ariana and go to Ariana's child's party, who's not even your child, over your own kid's party because you were mad at their mother for leaving you. So you continue to push your children to the side because you can't get what you want because you mad at the mother. You're trying to hurt Melody and you're hurting your children for not being there. They are at an age where they can remember. They're going to love you because you're their dad, but in the back of their mind, they're saying, you know what? Dad was not here for moments that they should have been here. And then they later find out that you were over there with Ariana, and that makes you look like a sucky dad. But you can't continue to blame Melody for these things because you're putting yourself in these situations for your children to see you for who you really are. All right, let's move on. Ain't got no more for him on that. He loves to play victim when it be him the whole time. I don't think Melody ever kept him from the children, but I do think that she does follow the rules and or regulations as it relates to what's going on in terms of custody for those children. By her not following it, it will take those children from her as well. She has to follow certain rules too. So then Martell says that Mariah's been emailing me saying that I'm invited, saying that she wants me to come to the party and that her mom said that I could come, and I call bullshit. And the way I know that is because I was on one of Melody's lives. Melody says that the children do not have the phones in her house. So how are the children emailing and or texting you on these phones when they do not have the phones? Melody says that the children keep those phones at Martell's house to use when they are at his house because she don't want them in her house, period. She don't want him trying. And this was during the time that her phone was bugged. Martell, y'all remember when he had the kids out in the middle of the freezing cold out in some park and they were screaming about they were freezing cold. That is when he went and got those phones. And that's around the same time that Melody's phone was being bugged. So she said on her live that her children do not get to have the phones at her house. That they only use those iPhones at Martell's house. So how, pray tell, is she texting you from a phone from your house when she's at her mother's house? Y'all know I'm gonna walk down a lie. You ain't gonna be able to lie to me real good over here without me pointing that out. So you try to use your children to lie and say that it was okay for you to be somewhere that the courts told you. Even if your daughter did text you to say, Daddy, you are welcome to come, you are ordered by the courts not to do so. So as an adult, I ain't gonna say responsible adult, as an adult, you have to make that decision to tell your child that did not text and or email you Daddy cannot be there because the courts say that I cannot. And even if you're saying, even if the child does say that my mama said you can be there, the adult thing for you to have done is to reach out to the mother to confirm that versus just showing up as you did. And we're going to get to that here in a second, because I'm about to drag an ass or two here in a few minutes when we get there. Okay. Oh, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to act all the way out of order. We are. Yeah. You try to use your children and lie. Children don't even have the phones at Melody's house. So how the hell did they email and or text you, Martell? You sat there and lied once again. Woo, child. I'm about to tear your ass cheeks off here in a minute. I can't even wait. I'm just getting hot thinking about it. I'm glad I put on 2 panty liners tonight too, baby. It's about to get all the way real. And I said it. All right. Oh, it's Sunday. Lord, I pray later. I'm going to pray later, but I'm about to act up in a minute. I'm trying to tell you I'm about to act up in a few minutes. All right. So, y'all know the Martell about them phones to be able to spy on Rell and be able to reach out to them kids and say, hey, what's mama doing? But he didn't know that Melody beat him at his own game. He said, hey, the phone got to stay over there. Thank you for buying them iPhones. Thank you. But they're going to have to stay over there at your house and they can use them when they get over there. So make sure they're charged up. Make sure your power be on so the phones can be fully charged when the kids come. All right. You're trying to use that to pit the children against their mother. And it's not working. Martell don't care about them kids. Okay. He don't care about them kids like that unless it's for a photo moment. Okay. He don't really care. He don't really care. Moving on. Marceau says, well, what do you think the problem is? Meaning between him and Mel. Okay. What do you think the problem is? Well, bitch, you know what the problem is. You helped create the problem. Did you forget? Did you forget that you helped create this problem between the two of them, sir? I think you would know what you should be able to tell him what the problem is. Okay. Because you were there for all of the bullshit that went down. Okay. Because you were doing your bullshit too. And I might have to do a live on it because there's some stuff that I know about that I can talk about. And I ain't even going to say allegedly on the bullshit either. That's just how sure I am about it. Because y'all know we keep receipts and we got them. Moving on. Okay. He asked, what do you think the problem is? Martell said, I don't know. And that's how he said it. So now you got Alzheimer's in addition to them funky ass feet. Martell. Now you have Alzheimer's in addition to them funky ass feet that you sitting up there with. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. What, pray tell, could the problem be? Because I'm just being the perfect dad. I don't know why she would be upset with me. I don't know why she didn't invite me to the party. Maybe you would know, Marceau. I don't know. Because I don't bother her. Okay. Martell says that Mel didn't want nobody to see that they're working together in terms of effective co-parenting. This is his answer. He says that Melody don't want other people to see that they are really in a good space and that they are having effective co-parenting, meaning that as long as they're on camera, she's going to lash out at him. But behind the scenes, they're chummy and they're in a great space and they maybe hang out occasionally. Bull crap. If she felt that way about you, why she block your number and she don't give you the number? If you cool like that and y'all co-parent amicably, why you ain't got her number? Why you can't just come into her house whenever, when the kids are there? I keep saying, y'all. So he's trying to say that Melody be all laughs and chummy, like I said, when the camera is not there. But as soon as the camera pop up, then she switch it up and act like she don't like him and she just don't want to be around him, like she be in bitch mode when the cameras pop up. And that's just total bullshit. Ain't nobody that bipolar except you, Martell. Nobody is that bipolar except you, sir. Okay. Marceau won't even buy it because he was sitting there with a little grin like, bitch, do you forget I know you? I'm the same person that held you back in Vegas when you lunged at her, sir, because she told you to get out of her damn room when you was trying to creep up there at 2 o'clock in the morning to get some nookie. I'm the one that was holding you back. So you really think you're going to sit here and tell me some lies? That's what Marceau was looking at your ass like. Martell. Your lying ass. So then Martell goes on to say, I don't have her number to call her when she has the kids. Precisely. But y'all get along so well. That's a mystery. He says, I just want her to do right. That's what she wanted you to do for 5 years, sir, when she gave you a chance to get your shit together and you didn't. She just wanted you to do right. Matter of fact, she was going to stay with your broke, sorry ass because she knew you want shit, you ain't have shit, you won't going to acquire shit, and you won't go nowhere in life. She knew that. She knew that when she dropped you that you won't going to be nothing or have nothing. That's why she won't go on and get your ass completely up off this show, because that's going to really push you over the edge because you don't have the capability to make it by yourself. This show is the only thing that you have going on, Martell. On period. She can really destroy him if she wants to. But because he has such a God complex and he's so detached from reality, she know his ass is crazy. But she just let him live in his crazy world until he just go too far. Then she got to put her foot down or up his ass. And that's how it has to be sometime. With Martell, I keep saying, he's the type of motherfucker that, and yeah, I said it, it's Sunday. You got to show and prove with him. You cannot keep telling him things because in his mind, he's so detached from reality that he say things and he's the only person that believe it and he get mad because you don't believe his bullshit. Does that make sense? You have people out there that's like that. They just say some outlandish bullshit and they know it's bullshit, but they get mad at you because you don't believe their bullshit. Like, you're not on board with my bullshit? No. No. I don't have her number to call her. There's a reason. Because you try to tap her phone. Because when you call her, you're disturbing her peace. You calling her multiple times, and this is to her admission. You calling her multiple times, steady asking her, can you get back with her? Steady begging her, pleading her, Mel, please come back home. I got a video in my phone right here. I have audio in my phone right now where you were crying in the phone, begging her, Mel, please come back home. Please, Mel, come back home. She was tired of that. 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning when she is trying to sleep, you are calling her because you're not asleep. We already saw where you had bags under your eyes, which shows that you are up all times of the night pining over this woman still because she left you. And you continue to do things like tapping her phone, like trying to use the children, because your ass is crazy and won't move on. That is why you don't have her number. And you won't ever have it because you don't know how to act. Let's move on. Marceau then says that my heart goes out to you because it's something as serious as the kids. Your heart don't go out to anywhere. You don't have a heart. You mistreat your own wife. So how now do you have some type of heart for anyone, Marceau? You helped him cheat. So you don't have a heart for what he's going through because you didn't have a heart when you was taking money over there. You was taking Melody's money over to Ariane. Okay, you was getting this same car that Martell took money from Melody that he bought the side chick to go get fixed because the bitch was broke down every other month. You was taking flowers over to the side chick on Martell's behalf because he had to be home by a certain time and couldn't be out. So he was trying to keep up 2 different places at one time, and Marceau was the middleman. So how now do you have a heart? You didn't even buy your own wife flowers. She was on national television crying because you don't buy her a simple thing as flowers, but you could take a side chick across town some flowers who you ain't even humping on. Ariane won't give you none to my knowledge, but you had time to drive your ass over there and take her some flowers, and your own wife who you sleep beside every night or not was crying about you ain't taking her no flowers. So make that make sense. But now you got a heart. Maybe you got the dark soul and or heart. That's giving dark heart. That's what that's giving me. Martell then goes into a confessional. Why he needed to go in there, I don't know, but let's talk about it. It says, when it comes to our kids, here you go. When it comes to our kids, I feel like, yeah, Melody should have extended an invitation to me. Really? Really? Good thing we don't get paid on our feelings, y'all. I feel like she should have invited me. Good thing we don't get paid on feelings because you would be a millionaire by then, Martell, because you stay in your feelings, sir. Good thing you don't get paid for your feelings. Okay. He says, I need to be involved in anything dealing with my children, birthdays, school, holidays. He start naming out stuff. Okay. He says, make sure I'm invited, and I'm going to make sure that you're invited when it's my time with the kids. Okay. He says, it's not about us. It's about the children. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can stop on your bullshit, sir. Period. The sooner you realize that it's not about you, Martell, and it is about your children, you'll stop all these antics that you continue to do and following and or making Melody's life a living hell. It's not about you and her no more. It is about the children. But did you forget that for every birthday and or holiday and everything else in between, you bought your children nothing. You did nothing for your children because you were bitter that their mother walked away and left you. You didn't buy them any gifts. You didn't show up for any birthdays when you could have been there when she invited you prior. So why would she invite you again when you chose the side chick's child over her children who she laid down and had with you? Because you were bitter that she decided not to stay with someone who continuously disrespected her and had a baby on her. So because she cut you off, you cut the children off. So now you try to flip it and make it seem like she's not making it about the kids and you are, when you've done nothing for them since she left you, to her own admission on this episode. You can't even lie about it. Can't even lie about it. Marceau then comes back and says, it's a shame he says it's the same as it's always been. So he knows the stuff that's been going on between he and Melody because he's been the middleman, like I said. Martell then says, yeah, but I'm not letting up nowhere. And he means that. When he said, I'm not letting up nowhere, he means that. His intention and the way he was sitting there looking when he said it, he had already made up in his mind that Melody is having this party for these kids. When he said, I'm not letting up anywhere, he already made up in his mind, I'm going to go anyway. Anything that she tells me not to do, I'm going to do the complete opposite just to get under her skin and give her hell because I can. Period. Period. Let's move on to the next scene. Next scene is Stormy and Courtney, a.k.a. Mr. Magic Carpet Ride, is back at this damn warehouse of freaking again. And I'm going to fly through this because I'm not even going to give her too much clout on this because this mess is fake as hell. But anyway, they're at the this warehouse and they're talking to Stormy's cousin, which is named Junior. They basically fire him because they say he's always late. He always gets there 5 minutes after the time he's supposed to be there. He's always on his phone, blah, 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 blah. So Stormy fires him and then turns around and asks him for a hug. Moving on. Did y'all catch that? Because I'm not going back. Sorry. That scene was fake as hell to me, and I'm not even going to give it any more clout. I'm just not. Moving on. I will say this though, Stormy was ghetto as hell in the meeting when she was trying to talk to him about all the stuff he wasn't doing. She was cussing, which I thought was very, very unprofessional. If you're supposed to be the boss and you're having a professional meeting, like, yeah, I really feel like that was very unprofessional of them. But Stormy, it is what you got to do, girl. You got all these damn orders that you got to get out, and you started firing people, which I did not think that was a great idea just because he's 5 minutes late. So what? So what? Yes, you should be there on time. That is your cousin. I mean, damn, you need him there to help push those 4,000 orders out the door. All right. Now, once you get that done, then maybe let his ass go. But right now, you are in desperate need of hands, ma'am, in your warehouse. So you can get that shit out. Moving on. Oh, Jesus, y'all. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. All right. Next scene, honey. Next scene is Melody, honey. Melody and the kids, honey, they are at the skating ring, baby. Okay, they're at the skating ring. And her guests are also there to have the birthday party for Mariah and Malia, which we all know her to be Boss Baby. All right. AKA the private party. We got to say that because we have an unwanted guest who was also an uninvited guest who showed up without a gift. I think we already know who it's going to be. The same person that said that they're not going to let up. All right. Melody, she's checking out the decor. And she appears very pleased with the setup. It looked really nice. You could tell that she blocked off this particular event for the children. How do I know? Because Caramel did her homework. All right. Right before I get into it, let me show you guys. All right. Now, exhibit A. I got to do this. This is the same exact place. And I have the flyer as well. Okay. Where the kids had their party. The party was on a Saturday. Okay. Party was on a Saturday. Let me show y'all. All right. This is it's called Let's Roll. The party was on Saturday, January the 28th from 10 a.m. to 12. All right. That's the flyer. All right. That's the flyer. Y'all know we got to have receipts, baby. I don't like talking about stuff unless I can back it up. Now, on Saturday, like I said, from 10 to 12. Now, as you guys can see, their opening hours down here on that Saturday is 1:30 to 10 p.m. So she blocked off that time for them to have the party at this particular event. So in order to do that, you have to pay a little coin in order to block off that time because the skating ring you know, they're going to make a certain amount of money within that time as far as having people coming in to skate. So to block it off to have a party there, you're going to pay a little bit. All right. Melody paid to have that time blocked off for her children to have their party there. Okay. Whoa, y'all know it's about to get hot, right? All right. So like I said, she's checking out the decor. She's walking around. All right. In walks Martell uninvited. No gift in hand, with every intention, you guys, of starting some mess. All right. He's got on this, what is it, like a, what is it? Because I had to make some notes, y'all. He walks in, honey, with this little track suit on, honey. This little great value track suit, little cheap ass track suit with his little Skechers on. I said, the hell, he did Skechers? Nobody wear no damn Skechers, but go off, sir. You have no Jordans in the closet? Probably not. It was better than the loafers that he wear. Okay. Anywho, he walks up in there, honey. He's walking around like he owned the place. The way he walked in, he walked up in there like he owned the place. Now, something else I needed to show. I don't know if anybody else that reviewed this, because I got receipts, baby, when I talk about this. Now, production already knew. Martell reached out to Carlos King prior to coming to this event. Melody did not even know he was going to be there. How do I know? Because Martell reached out to Carlos King prior to showing up to this event. Production put out cones to save a parking space because the parking lot was full of the people there for the party. They put cones up in the parking lot to save a spot for Martell to attend. All right, let me show that because I got it. There were cones there. They moved these cones so that Martell could park in that space to attend, to come to this event that he was not invited to. So this was Carlos King's idea for Martell to be there. All right. You can see the cones here again. There were cones there to stop anybody from parking in that space because they wanted Martell to come there after he had already reached out to Carlos King to come to this event that he was not invited to get some camera time. Not because he wanted to be there for the party, because he didn't even stay. I got some more pictures to show because y'all know I got receipts, baby. All right. Like I said, in walks Martell. He's walking around like he owns the place. Mariah spots him. All right. Mariah spots him. The oldest daughter spots him because she's sitting down, putting on her skates with, I want to say one of Melody's family members. They're there helping her tie, get her skates on, time up, whatever. She looks over and she yells, "Hey, Dad, hey." The kids are happy to see him because they didn't think his ass was going to be there. Okay. So then Melody, she's going around. She's hugging and greeting everyone. And she's greeting her guests. And when she looks up and she notices Martell is walking around, you guys. It's about to get there, y'all. I'm getting there. So Melody's facial expression changes from, "Hey, guys, how you doing, guys? Hi." And she looks over and sees Martell like, "What the fuck? What you doing here?" It was one of those. "What you doing here?" The voice changed from, "Hi, guys, how you doing?" to, "What you doing here?" It was one of those. So Martell, like I said, he did not even come up to Melody to speak. He didn't say anything to her. He just walked in and started walking around like he owned the place. All right. Now, if you were invited to this space and you were in a good space with Melody, why you didn't walk up to her and speak and say, "Hey, I'm here for the kids' party. Where the kids at? Blah, blah, blah." You didn't do any of that. But what you did do is you walked in like you paid for the party with no gift in hand, with nothing. You didn't speak to nobody. You just walked in. So then Melody calls out to Martell and says, "Martell." She says, "So listen, I need to talk to you right quick." Okay. So then upon Melody saying that, they put the camera on Mariah, her oldest daughter, who is sitting there, she's in ear reach. She can hear. So she kind of looks over. She's kind of ear hustling like, "Okay, Mom and Daddy about to fight now. What's going on? Daddy's here. He ain't supposed to be here. I already know Mom about to tear into his ass." So then Martell turns around when Melody calls for him, like what you want? You already know what you want. You're not supposed to be there. Okay. Thank you, Sassy T from 803 for being here, ma'am. She laughing at me, picking at me up. So then Mel tells Martell, she said, "Come on, step outside. I want to talk to you about something." All right. Martell then goes into the confessional. This shit right here is crazy, y'all. And I got to show pictures when I talk about it. Because, B, all right, you don't get no more crazy than this. I got to show y'all the visual. So follow me. So in the confessional, Martell says, when he comes into the party and whatnot, he said, Melody wants to talk. Okay. He said, Melody wants to talk to me. He says, "Oh, okay. What's up? He says, after Mel says that she wants to talk to me. He says, what's going through my head is, what the hell she want to talk to me about? Now, whole time he's talking, he's looking up in the sky and smiling, okay, like his ass is about psycho, okay? He said, wonder what Melody wants to talk to me about, guys. I walked into the party and Melody calls me over to talk. He's on that shit. I said, his ass is really crazy. Because what is you looking at? Imaginary demons? Like, what are you looking at? This is his expression in the confessional. Who does that? You are. This is him, y'all, while he's talking. Melody's calling me over to talk to me. And I'm thinking to myself, what could she want to talk to me about? You know? That's him, y'all. I said, what the hell going on with him? He is entertaining demons right now, y'all. Martell was entertaining demons. What would she want to talk to me about, pray tell? Demon 1, Demon 2, do y'all have the answer? I don't know. Maybe she want me to get the hell out. That's what I was thinking. Okay. I was like, yeah. That's why they ordered that psych evaluation, Martell, because that shit right there. You probably doing that mess in court. And the judge was like, yeah, we see it now. Your ass need to be down there to get that whole psych evaluation because your ass is crazy. And I'm going to break it down like Tisha. Crazy. And I know it's crazy. You are crazy. 2 syllables on your ass. But Martell, like I said, he looking and talking up to the sky. I said, okay. Totally disconnected from reality. Just gone. Just batshit. Batshit crazy. That's what he was. Smiling from ear to ear at no one in the confessional, but him damn self. But his damn self. All right, so then Martell says that that's all I was thinking it is. It's about to be some shit. That's what he says. All right. He says, that's all I could think. Well, do you even think at all? Else your ass wouldn't have been there because you knew you weren't invited. Well, let's continue. So the Melody says to Martell, says, this is a private party. And I need to say it in her voice, y'all. Y'all know when I talk about Melody, I got to say it in Melody's voice. Melody says, this is a private party I'm throwing for my daughters. Says, you get them later. Says that you haven't thrown a party for any of your children since I left you. That's what she's telling Martell. Okay. Again, Mariah, she's sitting and she's watching. When they put the camera, they pan the camera back. She's sitting and watching, so she knows that there's some type of altercation going on. Melody's snapping off on his ass. She's on this. Okay. Martell, he's just standing there just smiling in his own little crazy world. I said, yep. That bad shit seeping out. So the Melody says, it's a private event that I'm doing, and I'm asking you, Martell, to leave. Okay. Martell says, and he got his hands over his mouth at this point, y'all, like smiling. He think the shit funny. Do I have a picture of it? I try to take some screenshots so that you guys can get a visual of the bullshit. I was just like, oh, yeah, I do. Hold on. Yep. This is him. He is laughing while she is telling him he needs to leave. Y'all see the smile on his face? Crazy. She is like this on him, and he's like a photo moment. Like, did you get my good side? That's the shit he on. So Melody's literally yelling in his face, and he... So then Martell was like, no. Melody's telling him to leave. He's saying no. Melody says that no, Martell says no, and then he says, Melody says, I'd rather you get her, meaning Mariah, the oldest daughter. He didn't want the other one. I'd rather you get Mariah, which is the oldest daughter, later today. All right. Martell still continues to say, no, I'm not going to leave my daughter's birthday party. Okay. Melody says, according to Madison County visitations, Black, white, Asian, whatever, it's an odd year, Martell. Now, damn it. Get your ass out of here. That's pretty much what she's telling him. So then Martell says, you didn't invite me to my kid's party. Duh. You just not finding that out when you crashed it? That you did not get an invite? Anyway. So Mel says, I don't have to. She's irritated by this point, okay? When the neck start popping when you talk, that shit right there, yeah, she's already in bitch mode, okay? So then Mel says, you're welcome to get Mariah later on. It's not a problem, Martell. Okay? Whole time his ass still standing and smiling, okay? Melody is still negotiating with Martell because he is not supposed to damn be there, and he is still saying no. Martell is saying no, I'm going to celebrate my daughter on her birthday, okay? Even though you came with no damn gift. So Melody says, dude, later is still today. Okay, it's still her birthday today. You can still get her today. She's on that shit. I was like, okay. Y'all know I gotta edit it. I gotta do her voice. I have to do her voice when I talk. So then Melody is now, like I said, very agitated. Melody says, are you tripping? Are you? Because Martell's still on a no. I'm not leaving. No. So Melody is like, are you tripping? Like, Jesus. Meaning like, bitch, you don't understand. I'm telling you, you can get the kids after the party. You can come get them after the party. But he had no intentions of getting them after the party because he had already made provisions to go to Atlanta. Okay, so he really didn't even come there to even get the kids. He didn't even entertain that because he had already made plans to go to Atlanta. Okay, so he just wanted to come and crash the party and make Mel just have a horrible time for not inviting him and then hightail him to get his ass on the highway and take his ass on to Atlanta. All right. So Melody goes and she goes to the confessional and she says, I don't want this to turn into a scene. I'm trying to lower the temperatures to keep the drama down. That way. Okay. Trying to keep drama down. All right. So, but then production shows Miss Van and other members kind of coming into the space where they're talking. It looks like it in a little atrium when you first come into the skating ring. They're in there talking to Martell. Miss Van comes in there. She's trying to talk to him. Everybody's trying to calm him down and make his ass just leave. All right. He's just not hearing it. So then Melody says, I'm trying to figure out how to get Martell out of here without a scene. All right. She's still telling him that you're welcome to, come and get the child later. He ain't hearing that shit. So Martell says, well, I just want to celebrate with her on her birthday today. He still ain't getting the shit. Y'all know Martell is slow. Okay. Slow as molasses. Martell slow as molasses. All right. So they're still going back and forth. Martell is refusing to go. And Chris Fletcher, you can see him walk into the little atrium where they are. He's seeing this, and my whole thing is with everybody, all the men and whatever that's at this party with Chris Fletcher walking in there. He didn't even stand in between Martell and Martell getting Miss Van's face being this disrespectful as he was. I couldn't understand that. Like, as men, you don't stand back and watch another man buck up on another woman, and you don't stand. Y'all know Chris Fletcher, he cool as a cucumber. He was just standing there with like this little smirk that he always have on his face, just standing back watching this. And I was like, this is a great time for you to step in, sir. I know you got on a suit, but at least stand in between Martell and Miss Van, because y'all know Martell is hot-headed and he kept putting that hand up. So I didn't know if he was going to put paws on somebody or not, because he was in his feelings. So that would have been a great time for a male, because it was a whole bunch of men there, to step in between there, but nobody ever did that. So Martell says, but I want to celebrate today. He kept saying that. Melody said, but you can celebrate today after. Just get her later. He didn't get that shit. Okay. He didn't get it. I don't think he had the money to get her later. I think he had just enough gas money to get his ass to Atlanta to do whatever it is he was going to do, and probably get some gas money from Sheree or whoever else he was going to see when he got there. I'm just saying, Martell stayed living on the edge like that. He didn't have no money to bring the girls no gift, or he would have brought one. But you did have time to take your ass to Atlanta. Like I said, he had already planned it. And I know that for a fact. So then Martell says that I can pay for it all, so it doesn't matter. Since when? Since when? You didn't bring a balloon, but you could pay for it? Oh, okay. Okay, Martell. What a gift set, sir. So then production shows Miss Van, like I said, pissed and very agitated. Do I have a picture of Miss Van? Because I like to show y'all visuals. Give me a second here. Do I have it? 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 No. Yeah, it don't show her face good. So let's move on. All right. So like I said, production shows a picture of Miss Van where her face is like real agitated, like, oh God, here we go again with this bullshit with Martell. So then Melody says, it's a private event. I said you could get them later. They're still doing the back and forth. I said it's a private event. You can get them later. Martell says, yes, I understand, but I want to celebrate today. All right. Meaning I will be on your dime and take over. I want to change the vibe, and I ain't going to contribute nothing to the damn party, okay? I want to get my camera time. Then I'm going to leave after I done pissed you off. That was his mentality, and that's what he was there for. All right, Martell, he continues to argue. He says that you have the kids for birthdays all the time and or etc. Okay. Yes, according to the courts, she is going to have them. It is on an off year, meaning that she will get certain holidays and birthdays and things of that nature. And you just have to wait your turn. When you get the kids that week, then you celebrate. But because you don't have no money, you want to come on her dime. And that's all it was. So Mel reminded Martell of a previous invite to the birthday parties and reminded him that he chose to go to Ariana's child's party versus his own child's party because he was bitter at Mel because she left him. Now, she didn't say Ariana's party, but I just know that's what it was because I'm nosy like that. Okay? It's called sources. So then Miss Van tells Martell, so Miss Van says that she's trying to talk to Martell. Okay, she's talking to him and she's trying to calm him down. So then Martell says to Miss Van, he tells her, Van, stop, like in a very haughty voice. He tells her, Van, stop. Now, mind you, he's like this close to her. Okay, so he's yelling in her face, telling her to stop. So then Van says to Martell, says, you need to step back because he's like coming up on her. So then Martell says, no, you step back. And by this time, he's yelling, y'all, in like a screaming tone. Not a yelling tone, but a screaming tone in her face, all right? So then Mel says, y'all stop. She says that to them, telling them to calm down. So then Van says, I don't know who she was talking to on the side, says that she's not in this. So then Martell screams to the top of his lungs again and says that she's not in this, Van, and you ain't in this either, okay? That's what he was saying. And I'm talking about in a loud screaming tone to where people were looking like, okay, what's going on? I know the kids heard it because it was super loud. It was super loud, y'all, okay? And like I said, nowhere did Chris Fletcher or anybody, and Chris was standing right there. Chris never stood in between the two of them. He just stood back and kind of watched the mess unfold. And as a man, I can't respect you as that. And not that that was his fight, but as a man, you don't sit back and watch another man step up to a woman and you don't at least stand in between to hold him back and say, Martell, you're going too far. That's your homeboy. Martell's supposed to be your homeboy, so you should at least be able to tell him, look, bro, don't run up in her face like that. Or grab him by the arm and say, hey, come on, come outside, let me talk to you right quick. Because you see the situation escalating and you know the patterns of Martell when he snaps off. He don't have a problem putting hands on a woman. Period. So why, as a man, did you stand back and watch this, standing back smiling like your ass was in a GQ magazine over there? I know you had on your Easter suit from 3 Sundays ago, but damn. Let's do this thing. Y'all was like, oh, that kind of pissed me off. That whole scene triggered me, y'all. I was pissed as hell after this whole damn episode. So then Martell, honey, still yelling to the top of his lungs, talking about, you ain't either. You ain't either. He was on that, y'all. I was like, oh, Jesus. So then Melody, she walks up to Martell in a calm voice, still explaining to him about he can have the kids later. Martell then yells out, talking about, no, stop. He's yelling, no, stop. He don't want to hear nothing. He's pissed at this point. So then Melody says, please don't make me have to call the police to escort you out of here, Martell. Please don't make me call the police to escort you out of here. Martell said, go ahead, call the cops. He don't give a damn. He said, go ahead, call the cops. Call them. Okay. So then Melody says, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay. So then Martell turns around, walks into the party anyway, you guys, walks up to the children, all right, grabs Sugar Mama and stands her up on this like little platform that was in front of him like he ain't heard nothing. He wanted a photo op. Okay. Who got the picture? Hey, let's show it, shall we? We got another exhibit here. Martell wanted a photo op, you guys. All right. Now, whole time he's over there with the kids. He's hugging his oldest daughter. All right. Sugar Mama is right there. And then Boss Baby is there as well. Martell wanted a photo op because the whole time he's doing that, he's turning around and looking into the camera and he's smiling like I accomplished what I came here to do. Okay. I came here to wreck the party and get everybody in a tizzy. I got my kids and I'm using them as a photo op so I can post it on IG later to show that I really was at my kids' party because everybody's saying that I wasn't there. So here I am and I'm showing you that I'm with my kids. I'm hugging my daughter. My other little daughter is here and Boss Baby is right there. That's all it was. He wanted a photo op so that he could post it on social media to say that I was with my kids. So that Melody could not say that he was not there or whoever. Look how he's looking into the camera and smiling. Just like the evil imp that he is. Okay. Here's a picture where he picked up Sugar Mama to put her. Now, you don't ever see him picking up Sugar Mama and interacting with her as he's doing here. But he used that again as a photo op and to get camera time. Martell was not supposed to film this at all. But he showed up there and used his children once again for a photo moment and to get camera time. Because after this particular scene with the children, Martell turns around to leave, to get in his car and go to Atlanta. He didn't even stay for the kids' party. So you did all this fussing and screaming and hollering in everybody's face, and you didn't even stay for the kids' party, which is why you said you were there in the first place. And I'm going to show you right here because he's leaving. There's people standing out there looking because they see where he done made a whole scene. Martell is getting his car to go to Atlanta. And then he looks, if you look real close, you can look at him looking into the camera like, yes, bitch, I came here to do what I came to do, and now I'm leaving. That is what he went there to accomplish. Camera time, a photo out with his kids, and to leave. Can't even lie about it. Pictures don't lie. They don't lie. They don't lie. Here he is here, where they're saying, Martell is saying, call the cops. Melody told him, don't do that. I'm going to call the cops. He's telling her, call the cops. I took some screenshots because I wanted to be able to, you know, this is him yelling at Melody. I want to celebrate my daughter's birthday. I'm kind of glad this is on film, you guys, so that this can be used at a later time in the event that something happens. We never know. But it's great that this is being shown. I was mad at first, but then when I thought about it, I said, you know what? This kind of is a good thing that this is being documented, kind of like the situation when they were in Vegas and he ran up on her and was being very aggressive. I was pissed at that moment as well. But looking back at it now, I feel like it's a great thing because it's being documented to where it can be used in court to show his aggression. Because he already says, I'm not letting up. Meaning, this is not going to be the only time that I'm going to snap off and act a fool. So just be mindful. I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. And the fact that you're doing it on camera, sir, is a great thing because it's something that Melody can pull and use when she goes to court against you because she already beat your ass in court already with these kids when you filed on her. All right. Yeah. Yeah. But let's continue. All right. So Martell says that she's trying to hurt me anyway. All right. He goes in his confession. He says, and Mel is up here talking about she's going to call the police and things of that nature. He says that that's been her thing. She's called the police on me multiple times. Okay. And every time things have gone in my favor. So why would she need to call the police on you multiple times if you are co-parenting amicably, Martell? That's the question I want to answer to. Why would she have a need to call the police multiple times on you if you are co-parenting amicably? If you're not doing little things that will make her need to call the police, why would she need to do it multiple times? Multiple means more than one, maybe two, maybe more than 3 or 4. It sounds like he's been doing a whole lot of stuff to where she's got to pick up that phone and say, hey, can y'all send an officer here because my baby daddy's over here acting crazy again. Seriously. He hugs the kids and he left. Martell says that she's trying to hurt me any way she can. And we're supposed to be co-parenting effectively. He says that I don't even think that would have came out of her mouth. Okay, telling her that Melody telling him that she's gonna call the police. Well, you should think that it would come out of her mouth because, as you just said, she said that she called the police on you multiple times. So, yeah, why wouldn't she do it this time if she told you before? If she called them on you multiple times, I'm pretty sure she gave you a warning before and said, hey, leave or I'm calling police. And you didn't leave, so she called the damn police. So why would you think this time would be any different when she's telling you, if you don't leave, I'm about to call the police? But because you think you got so much pull down there at the police station, that's why I said Melody needs to move out of Huntsville and move somewhere else where he don't have that kind of pull, because he ain't gonna act crazy like that in Atlanta. You ain't got that pull in Atlanta. The popos in Atlanta is a whole different breed than down there in Huntsville. And that's on period. They'll whoop that ass. That's what you need. Your mama didn't whoop your ass. The police gonna do it. And not that I promote any type of violence. I'm just saying. You need that nightstick on your ass just a few times. I don't promote violence in any way, shape, or form. But don't look like your mama did nothing with you growing up, Martell. I'm just saying. All right. Marlene ain't do nothing with you. I don't really think that she did no prenatal care with his ass either. Just from the simple fact that he don't know how to comprehend. He can't read. It's a whole lot of case when it comes to Martell. I think that her prenatal was Colt 45s, and I'm gonna just say it. We'll say allegedly. Your mama was using Colt 45s as her prenatal care as it relates to your ass, and that's why you came out dumb as a rock. You can't comprehend leave. You can't pass an open book test. You don't know. You don't know left from right, Martell. You can't start and or keep a business going. You couldn't even sell a children's book. Like, it's really something wrong with this boy. I don't know where the hell Melody found him, but baby, I'm glad you threw him back. I'm glad you threw him back. He ain't got no more wine because Marlene done drank up a whole warehouse of that 13.5. That's why he ain't got no more wine. His mama drank it up. Ain't no more wine in that warehouse. Ain't no more wine. They went up there. When I looked on the website for the last time, and I ain't even capping when I say this, you couldn't even put nothing in the cart to even purchase a bottle of wine. I said, damn, his mama done drank a whole warehouse of wine. She done drank a whole warehouse of that damn wine. That's why. You done drank your son out of business. Let's move on, child. So Melody says that Martell is definitely pushing her buttons, even if it meant me calling the police. She says that he clearly says that he don't care when I mention it, meaning calling the police. She says, I wish he would just, she said, I wish that he would just throw his own party like I do mine on his weeks. And that just makes sense. But Martell don't have the money to do that. He's barely scratching and surviving himself. He's still warming up that same last piece of chicken that he ate yesterday, left over from Popeyes. He ain't got no money. Why he running around telling everybody he got a private chef? Bull crap. Bull crap. Martell is suffering since Melody left him. All right. So after Martell got his camera moment, honey, and caused the scene, like I said, he quietly left. He got in his truck to go to Atlanta, which is where he originally planned to do. Anyway, all right. Looked all into the camera, got his little moment. Looked into the camera, got his moment. Melody says that he's gone. Talking about Martell, she says, I'm happy. Now I can get back to the party, having fun with the people who are on the guest list. All right. I still would have called the police on his ass, period. Just to prove a point that you don't get to pop up and do what you want to do over here. Okay. And every time he do it, she need to call the police. And it might be a good idea to get a restraining order. But, you know, we can't tell people what to do in terms of how they handle things. We don't know what she has in place, you know, outside of the show. We don't know. And I'm not going to speak on it because she was already snapping on Twitter because people were telling her what she needed to do. And she was letting people know, look, don't tell me what I need to do and know how I need to handle Martell. So that's her issue. That's your ex-husband, honey. Y'all handle it. I'm just talking about what I see, what I would have done. The police would have been there and I would have told them I want to press charges because this continues to happen. We have a child custody arrangement in order and he continues to violate it. I kind of want him arrested this time. So we can get a little rude awakening going here. Because it's looking like he don't understand what G-O mean. And that's just 2 letters. I know you can't spell real good, but damn it, you can hear real good when I say go. Go like you do in your car. And when you crank up that Uber truck, go. That's what it means. Leave, go. You don't know what that means. You can't tell me that you're going to stay in my space when you're not invited there. Okay, period. So Melody then goes into the party and she's greeting the guests. She's trying to put on a happy face and get out of that space to where she was feeling irritated with Martell yelling at him. Kiki is there. Kiki kind of walks up. Melody, she greets Kiki. She said, hey girl, how you doing? So then the kids, Melody and her guests, they're out on the floor. You can see them out skating and they're having a good time. They're enjoying themselves. Melody, she kind of rolls up on Tisha, who was feeding her face baby like she was sitting at the Last Supper. She was raking that food in her mouth because y'all know her and Marceau, they've been asking for donations. So I don't really think they got no food over there at the house like that. The way she was raking them damn meatballs in her mouth, baby. I was like, damn, girl, can you slow down? Like the camera is on you. You are eating a little bit too much over there. Like, calm down. I know y'all ain't got no food over there, but damn. So production rolls tape back to Melody, Kimmy, and Tisha at Kimmy's. Y'all remember at the office on the last episode when Mel said to Tisha and Kimmy that she and Tisha could try to get along, but actions speak louder than words, meaning I need to see your behavior kind of change before we can say we're in a good space. So Melody is taking the initiative to invite Tisha to this party because their kids are friends. Okay, their kids are friends. She does have, I think Mariah is the same age as Tisha's oldest daughter, if not maybe a year or two apart. So they are still friends, regardless to the rift between Tisha and Mel. All right. So Kiki says, as they're sitting at the table, she says that she had no idea that Tisha was coming because she knows the situation between Tisha and Mel, that they're not in a good space. So she didn't know if Mel and Tisha had, she said that she didn't know if Mel and Tisha had a come to Jesus moment, is what Kiki was saying. So Melody says, she says, same here, y'all. She says, she says that meaning that she didn't know if Tisha and Kiki had a come to Jesus moment, if they had, fixed the issues that was going on between them. So meanwhile, Tisha still ain't said nothing because she is eating, baby. Tisha's like, listen, I don't know when I'm going to eat again. We ain't got about $100 on this damn donation from the $150,000 that we supposed to be getting, honey. Ain't nobody sent us but $100. I don't know if we got no more bacon at the house, so I'm going to go on and eat, baby. She had her plate filled up. She was tearing them damn meatballs up. I was like, damn, girl. So yeah, y'all know they got their little foundation. They ain't got but $100 in the donation. So Tisha was like, bitch, I'm about to eat. Y'all talk about that shit. I don't care about that. I'm about to eat. So Tisha's oldest daughter, okay, what's her name? Tisha's oldest daughter, she walks up. Did I write her name down? Because I'll be forgetting, John. So her oldest daughter walks up with her friend. She says, Mom, where's my bag? Mind you, she ain't speak to nobody. Rude as hell. Maybe it's a kid thing. I don't know. She ain't speak to nobody. Tisha's oldest daughter is kind of standoffish like Tisha is a little bit. You can kind of tell she kind of got Tisha's mannerisms and attitude. Macy, thank you guys for putting it in there. Her oldest daughter's name is Macy. So she walks up and she asks Tisha, Mom, where's my bag at? Tisha's like, I don't know. She said, look over there where Kiki was sitting. It might be sitting over there. She's like, okay. So then Melody, she speaks to Tisha's daughter. She says, hey, pretty girl, how you doing? She said, how you doing, Macy? So then Tisha, the little girl looked like she didn't want to speak. She kind of spoke low, maybe like you didn't really hear her. So then I don't think Tisha heard her because Tisha kind of corrected her and says, she said, speak to Mel. Did you speak to Mel? So her daughter's like, hi, like that. And I said, you know what? I'm thinking maybe because Tisha done talked so much mess in front of her daughter. Y'all know how it is when two people used to be friends and they're not really friends anymore, and you kind of get on the phone, or maybe you're talking to Marceau about some issues that may be going on between you and Mel, and the kids hear it. And they know who that person is. So when they get around that person, then they kind of act a little different. That's kind of what it was giving me. Do y'all kind of get where I'm going with that? When kids kind of know that two people used to be friends and they sit back and they hear conversations, and when they finally get around that person, they kind of act a little standoffish because they don't know how to kind of dissect what's going on because they done heard mama talking shit about this other person. So they're trying to be cordial, but they don't know how cordial they want to be because they kind of watching mama's energy to see what's going on. Even though mama told me to speak, I don't know if I want to be like, hey, Mel, because I don't see mama kind of falling all over you like that. So I feel like this little girl have heard some stuff in that house as it relates to Tisha not being in a great space with Mel, or maybe Tisha been on the phone talking to maybe Destiny or somebody else about Mel, and it's been overheard to where this daughter kind of has adopted this same attitude, because at one point she used to like Mel when Tisha and Mel were in a great space because their kids used to have play dates. Did y'all pick up on that, or am I just doing too much tonight? Like, did anybody pick up on that? Can y'all put a 1 in the chat if y'all picked up on that? Or put a 2 if y'all think I'm capping. I ain't gonna be mad. Put a 2 if you think I'm capping. Put a 1 if you think I'm hitting nail on the head. Period. I think that's what it was. But then Melody says, how you doing, pretty girl? Says, you having fun? Yes, little girl, are you having fun? Okay. And then Mason was like, real standoffish. I was like, something going on there. Okay. You acting like your little jealous-hearted mama now. You acting like your mama now. You acting like your mama. Go on and skate on over there. Get on from over here. That's what I was talking. All right, go on over there, girl. Find your bag. Goodbye. I'd have been on that. Because I'm petty like that. I'd be like, okay. All right, go ahead, girl. Go and get your bag. I would have told her that shit. So then Melody, she kind of wrote it off as, these kids are just having fun. They ain't checking for us. But I think she kind of picked up on that energy, but she didn't want to address it because she's trying to be in that peaceful place. I think Mel picked up on it. I think she picked up on it. So moving right along. So Mel asked Kiki, she says, did she and Tisha fix things where they're good? Okay. So Kiki replies, yeah, we did. We talked. We're good. She says, Tisha, she ain't said nothing yet. Tisha's still eating. Kiki doing all the talking. Tisha's still raking them meatballs. I said, damn, girl, how many meatballs you got? Y'all done been sitting over here talking for a hot little minute now. You still on them damn meatballs. Tisha's still chewing. And Kiki doing all the, yeah, we talk. We good. Meanwhile, Tisha ain't said nothing. So Kiki says to Mel, she says that we're going to continue to communicate, and it was brought to my attention about a tea party. So it's kind of like, you ain't saying nothing to me about this tea party. I need you to go ahead and invite me so I don't have to be kind of, indirectly inviting myself, It was one of them conversations. Like, I'm bringing it up because I want you to invite me. I had heard about it, but you ain't mentioned it yet. So I'm going to go and throw it out there so you can go and invite me so I can say yes. That's what it gave me. So Mel says, since you mentioned it, she was like, here's the details of the party. It's going to be, like an etiquette party type thing. And we're going to be talking. We're going to be drinking some tea, but we're not going to be throwing no tea, like no shade, that type stuff. So Mel says, since we're moving forward, that we want to find better ways to communicate. All right. So she invited, of course, she had already invited Tisha. So then she, like I said, turned around and invited Kiki, which Kiki accepted the invitation. So then Tisha, she puts the meatballs down finally, okay, to say respectful communication. Okay. After Melody said, we're going to have, we're going to move forward with different ways of communication. So then Tisha puts the meatball down and said, yes, respectful communication. Okay. I was like, girl, go on better eating your meatballs. Anybody ask you? Or your thick tone to be saying nothing. Thank you and goodbye. So then Melody says, Kiki, she said, you want to come? Like I said, Kiki, she was like, yeah, I'm coming. So Kiki says, I'm just not feeling it with Tiffany. Y'all know she's still feeling the way about Tiffany ever since they had the spa day and Tiffany snapped off on her and was, throwing shade. Y'all know Tiffany got a slick mouth. Kiki is not looking forward to seeing Tiffany because she already knows it's going to be some bullshit between the two of them. So she is preparing herself and let Mel know ahead of time. I'm just letting you know in case something pop off now. I'm just letting you know I'm this time I'm gonna go and cuss her ass on out. I don't care if she's pregnant. I'm just letting you know. I want to show out at your event, but if she come at me wrong, it's gonna be one of them. So then Tisha says, well, ain't nobody gonna be spilling that tea. Okay, we just gonna be sipping that tea. I said, okay, Tisha, back to your meatballs, girl. So then Mel agrees, right. We ain't gonna be doing none of that now. We ain't gonna be doing none of that. Everybody gonna be getting along now. Ain't gonna be none of that mess. All right. So then Melody says that we'll be participating in the tea of the Lord. All right. I was like, child, yes, because Tisha, honey, she needs some tea straight from the Lord. All right. Pour it right down on her, hot and everything, Lord. Pour it down on the Lord. The hot tea. Yeah. Not the Long Island iced tea, but the good tea, the other tea. All right. Some of that Lipton. But so Melody kind of lets them know that they're about to start, singing happy birthday to the girls and get ready to go ahead and cut the cake. All right. So then Melody goes to her confessional. She says that this was definitely a successful party. This party definitely was a success. She said the decor, the cake. She says everything was fun. And I said the drama with Martell because he sure did have a blast showing his ass. He had a blast too. It was a successful party all the way across the board. Yeah, Martell had a great time, and so did everybody else. Okay, he came in and got what he needed and left. And everybody else did too. So everybody's happy, child. So everybody gathered around Mariah and Malia, aka Boss Baby, to sing happy birthday to them and to blow out the candles. Nice, big, beautiful cake. They were happy. Everybody was singing. And as you guys know, the attitude. The episode ends there. Okay. Oh, we finally got to the end, y'all. The episode ends there. Okay. I'll give this episode a 7 out of a 10. Okay. I'll give it a 7 out of a 10. I think that everybody was pretty much hoping for the particular incident for the skate party when Martell came there to show his ass because we had already saw the preview to where he came there acting the damn fool. Okay. So yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 for that particular episode. All right. Let's go ahead and do some sneak peeks for next episode coming up. Okay. Because I did go ahead and write that down for you guys. All right, so next episode, Martell will be going to see Maurice to discuss his parenting woes with Melody to tell her about the event with the birthday party at the skating ring. All right, and he proceeds to tell Maurice that Melody did not invite him to the party, that pretty much he wasn't invited, and that Melody threatened to call the police, which then Maurice was looking like, what? She threatened to call the police. So then the next scene is Kimmy and Maurice discuss Monster not taking orders from Kimmy, where he's kind of acting out. Maurice says that it's because he knows that Monster knows that there's some type of rift between Kimmy and Kyle, which that ain't got nothing to do with him. If you stand in my house and I ask you to do something, sir, if I ask you to clean your room, you clean the room. Don't worry about what's going on between me and your mama. You're in my house. As long as you're in my house, you have to follow my rules. If not, gather your shit and go that way. That's just the rule. I don't care what you mad about that me and your mama don't get along. If you're going to come here and stay in my house, you have to follow my rules. I'm the woman of the house. You don't get to say, well, because she don't like my mama, I'm not going to make up my bed. No, sir. No, sir. Let's move on. Maurice tried to, chop it off as he ain't listening to you because you don't like his mama. And I don't like that with Maurice because he don't stand up and protect Kimmy in situations like this. This is her house. She's the woman of that house. If you're going to allow your son, who you had with someone else, to come into her home, who is 16 now, who y'all know, kids that are 16 years old start to feel, like they say, they're smelling themselves. You start to smell yourself at a certain age. So now you don't want to adhere to what I'm asking you because you've seen and or you know that your mom and I have some type of issue. Maurice don't ever step up and fix that situation. So you are allowing your son to disrespect Kimmy, even though you know she's already going through being sick. So that's adding on to further having her stressed out from your son coming into her house, disrespecting her in her peaceful place. Did y'all get it? So yeah, Mars said the monster was refusing to clean and do what Kimmy asked him to do, and Maurice is making excuses as to saying that monster knows about the beef between Kimmy and Kyle. I said that is no, absolutely not. So I'm gonna have to drag his ass next episode. Just FYI, okay? So trigger warning, Maurice, your ass gonna be dragged next episode if you watching my channel, sir. You are. All right, so then, like I said, monster, you would not be in my house, sir. You would not. I would have to go to send you back to Kyle's house, and when you change your attitude and you can do what you told, then you can come back, and not until then, because this is my house. And Maurice, you are on Kimmy's house, so your ass can go too. If you got a problem with that, gather your shit and follow your son out the door too. That's what I would tell his ass, because you're really not bringing nothing to the table anyway but your feet. Moving right on. Melody sits with Tiffany to invite her to the tea party. Okay. Melody also tells Tiffany that she can bring a +1. All right. Tiffany, with her smart ass mouth, says with this group, a +1 means backup, meaning like somebody gonna be fighting and or trying to team up. All right. So I'm like, yeah, but they only have to do that, Tiffany, when you be out here throwing out these little smart ass comments as you continue to do, like you did with Kiki. It didn't have to go there, but you heightened the situation. It didn't have to be because you got a smart ass mouth and you didn't think nobody gonna put pause on you because you pregnant and whatnot. But I saw somebody put in my comments before saying, well, her face ain't pregnant. I was just like, y'all ain't gonna be out here slapping pregnant people, is you? Is you gonna be waiting by the delivery room till her ass push the baby out and be ready to slap the hell out of her? Y'all gonna be on that? She needed though. She need to go slapping. Well, let's move on. So at the tea party, all right. So they're gonna have the tea party next episode, you guys. This is gonna be good. With Stormy's mama, honey, Betty, aka Wooden Tooth Betty, honey. She gonna be there. Betty Kruger, honey, is what they call her. Her mama named her Betty Kruger. I call her Wooden Tooth Kruger. All right. So Melody asked the group. She says, "What can we do?" And let me say it in her voice. What can we do to make sure that we are respecting each other and that we can be totally respectful, okay? That we're checking on each other and that we can be respectful, okay? Here comes Betty with her ghetto ass. Now let me talk and let me say something, okay? Let me say something. I got something to say right quick. Talking about mail, y'all. She's talking about mail. Betty says, my direct issue with you is how you do things. That's how she talk, real nasty and ghetto like. And I'm just like, and then everybody's kind of looking stunned, like, what's going on here? And why is she talking to her like that? Like, that was hella disrespectful, okay? And of course, it leaves that scene and goes to something else. We already know why she done told Mel to shut up and that whole thing. And Melody's looking at her like, bitch, who the fuck are you talking to? This is my event. Like, who you talking to? So then Kiki kind of gets at Tiffany. They kind of get into a back and forth, which I knew was going to happen. So Kiki says to Tiffany, says, I need to have a conversation with you, Tiffany. She says, I went on a whole crusade to help you find your father, okay? So then Tiffany whispers something real smart under her breath, at which I think Kiki heard it because Kiki said something back to her, which then Tiffany says, really? So then Kiki says, yeah, really. She says, I've always known who my dad was, because y'all know Tiffany don't know who her family is. So Kiki used that as her get back. And so Tiffany, she's just sitting there looking like, did this bitch really just say that on national television? She felt that hurt her. You can tell that pierced her because she just sat there looking like, did she really just say that about me? I was like, the girls is girling at this tea party, y'all. The girls was girling, y'all hear me? So then Tiffany, like I said, she looked hurt, baby, mouth open. You can see like 87 teeth in the front. The bitch was like she was on that. You can see about 87 teeth in the front because she was feeling real distressed after that read. So Kiki, like I said, Kiki gathered her ass there, honey. And Mel's mouth was like, Kiki, did you really go there? Like, oh wow. Actually, Mel mouthed. You could see her mouth. She was like, wow. After Kiki said, actually, I know who my daddy is. Like, bitch, you don't know who your daddy is, but I know who mine is. Mel was like, oh wow. So then, like I said, Tiffany, she appears very pissed after that situation, y'all. She was like, oh damn, I don't know if I can come back from that. Like, bitch, I'm ready to go push this baby out behind that. Like, I'm in labor after that read. She was like, she was ready to be in labor after that read. I was like, ooh, child, the girls was girly. But that's all, y'all. That's all I got for y'all right now. So yeah, what y'all think about the review? Kiki came through and slayed the girls, y'all, with the reads. I was like, girl, don't fool with Kiki, okay? Nah, don't fool with Kiki. I don't know if she back on them narcotics again, allegedly. You don't fool nobody like that because you don't never know what they're gonna say and or do. All right, she got that. When you got to hold somebody's face like she was in the last episode and be trying to talk them off the ledge because they ready to snap off on your ass. When you got to talk to somebody and hold their face like this, like Kiki, bring it down. You want 10,000, I need you down on 1. Like when you talk to people like that, they ass crazy. That's who you don't want to be effing around with. When you got to talk to somebody in that tone and you got to hold their face and look directly in their eyes and be like, Kiki, you on 10, baby? I need you down on 2, maybe on 0, because you got that snap off in your eye, baby. And I don't know what you about to do, but listen, I'm gonna need you to bring that shit down, okay? And she was still in a trance, like, bitch, I'm about to come over there as soon as she let my face loose. That's the way she was looking at Tiffany's ass, because Tiffany thoroughly pissed her ass off at that spot. But thank y'all for being here, y'all. I hope you enjoyed the review. glad you watched, because I can't. Thanks. Thank you guys for watching, though. For those of you that don't watch Love, Marriage Huntsville, you know you can always come over here, honey, get the review. I'm gonna give you every detail. I'm gonna act it out. Even tonight, I even showed y'all some pictures so that y'all can feel like you were there, honey. Okay, but glad you guys were here. All over 1,000 or something of you guys. We still got 824 likes. If you didn't hit the like on the way in, please do that on the way out. If you did not subscribe to this channel, please go ahead and do that as well. Tomorrow is Car Chronicles, you guys. All right, I'll be sitting right here because I'm working from home tomorrow. Thank the Lord. So I'll be sitting right here on my bullshit girl for Car Chronicles tomorrow. All right, we got some good topics we're going to go over as we always do. We're going to drag a little bit, we're going to act up a little bit, and we're going to still talk about some more Love and Marriage Huntsville stuff, which y'all know we do because I like to keep you guys up on what's going on with Love and Marriage Huntsville. All right, hope you guys got a chance to check out Melody's live earlier. I was on there, had a good little conversation. She was asking me what can Love and Marriage Huntsville do, or what can we do to change the dynamic of this show, and I gave her a lot of good ideas. So go back over there and watch that, and she was very, very receptive to the things that I was saying about this show. Okay. So for those of you that did not catch Melody's live earlier, go on over there and check it out, honey, because she was very receptive to some of the things that I was telling her that they can do to change this show, honey, to make it back to where people can actually watch this show again and fall back in love with the show as it used to be, because a lot of people have stopped watching. And I told her a lot of people think the show is boring, and hey, this is what we can do, honey, to switch this thing up so that people won't be feeling like they don't want to watch the show and not excited about the show anymore. I used to be excited about Love and Marriage Huntsville, but I don't so much feel that way anymore because the show is a lot of fake storylines and fake businesses and just fake. And I'm sick and tired of the Scots. Like, it's too much of the Scots. And I told Mel they need to recast for this show. And she her eyes kind of looked up, lit up like, I kind of feel that way. But so we'll see what happens. I don't know. All right. Love you guys down. I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Thank y'all for being here. Mods, thank y'all for doing a great job. Thank you, Sassy T from the 803. Thank you, Black Titanic, for being here. If I miss any other mods that joined us tonight, thank you guys for being here. Thank you, all my Caramelians, for being here as well. We had a great time tonight. Hope y'all enjoyed the drags and or information and tea. All right. Let's go ahead and get on out of here so that we can be ready for Car Chronicles in the morning. All right. Thank you guys. Be blessed. Happy Sunday and goodbye.